He went in. He told him, they said, you want to, because if he know you, he know what you want. Dolph came in and ordered 3-star chip cookies and a cup of ice cream. He turned around, went right there by the door a little bit. The dude had already pulled up in a white top. The old man saw him. He shot him with an AR-15 pistol and chopped him down right there. And Dolph shot back. But he couldn't. He was telling Dolph to stay with me. He couldn't.
Damn.
That's what happened.
So it wasn't 2 cars?
Where'd you find this?
No, it wasn't 2 cars. It was 1 car. It was a guy in a white car. And they don't know exactly who it is. So, but now it's going to come up because it was next door to the restaurant.
Yeah, that restaurant.
The dollar store. And they had a camera up there. And so it was said that Dolph had somebody in the car with him. But I'm like, one thing I will say, Dolph don't always be on force because he's comfortable. That's his hood. So he'll go in the damn grocery store. I mean, not a corner store, a grocery store.
You see how he was parked, like he didn't back in, he parked straight in, like that's how comfortable
he parked straight in. Yeah, he parked straight in, he'll park straight in, and I done seen Dolph at the post office. I'm dropping off, sending stuff out to labels or whatever. He up there too in line, like a regular customer. That's him. See what's going on, bro? What you got going on? That's just how he is. He gonna be out there with a $200,000 with the jewelry on. He ain't driven.
Yeah, and just walk around like $100,000. Yeah, like.
But see, you understand, bro been over there for 20-some years. What you expect? That's his neighborhood. He wasn't in another nigga hood, bro. That's what I'm telling y'all. This man was literally from his grandma's house where he grew up in 2 miles. That's the same neighborhood. This man went up and down that street and went at that damn cookie store, bro, for 10 years or something. That's regular. That's like y'all going down to the bodega.
That's because they seen him.
Everybody see him, so it ain't shit new here. That's normal. That's a normal stop. Any store out there, that's normal. Dolph would pull up at the chicken store and order a 2-piece snack box and eat, sit right there in the car. That's normal. That's his normal activity. Now, when he go on the other side of town and do that, no, he ain't gonna do that then. But he's at his home base. You see what I'm saying? So that's his neighborhood. So where else can you feel comfortable at? But hey, look, I got the picture right now, man. They just sent me the picture of the nigga that shot him. He on the blue sweater with a mask on. The man had a chopper. I'm looking at it right now. And but yeah, it just came to my phone, bro. They just sent me the picture. He got shot by 2 dudes. So one dude had a AR-15. I'm looking at. He had a pistol. Other dude had a chopper. He had a
Wow, that's so sad.
Yeah. So both of them had on. One had on the blue hoodie. Other had on the black hoodie with a mask. One got on black tennis shoes. One got on white tennis shoes. So if anybody drop your number or whatever, bro, I shoot this shit to y'all. This is 2 young. It's 2 young dudes that popped this, man. I'm looking at the pictures right now. And they pulled up right at the little bumper cart right there in front of the parking space. That's what they shot him at.
Hey, yo, Big C, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
So this was this a lineup, or this was just, he was just too comfortable when he went up in the store?
I think he was comfortable. If you ask me, bro, I say that he was riding and didn't pay no mind because he came off the interstate, so I'm assuming he came from his house. And based on where it was, somebody had been following him.
He went to the gas station, I think.
So they called him. They called him vulnerable. They just called him in the store. So if you're going in the cookie store, you ain't looking for nobody up behind you. So they pulled up. They didn't pull in the parking space. They pulled up halfway, cocked, jumped out. They had on the COVID-19 mask and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a TikTok out. It was like his last moment. It was his last moment to him at a gas station. I don't know if y'all saw that TikTok where he had pulled into a gas station and he went to the cookie shop or whatever. But that.
Mama house and everything. Why this shit going on right now? This shit going on right now.
Damn. It's like grandma.
This is grandma. Grandma got hit. I know they shot that yesterday. They went to God's house too. God's mama house. I just got the information. Yup. She got the information. They get shot up prevay. Oh, they got that big man at prevay. He's been right now. Right now.
She had the family, so you ain't gay.
Yeah, she fought on. Right now.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Ain't over with. They just killed that man grandma.
Killed Dolph grandma?
Yeah. That one on. These motherfuckers mine. They be on top, man. They finna get in there.
Long live Dolph.
Let that be, dog.
Rest in peace to the real.
R.I.P. Dolph.
Davis is on the scene. They were trying to tell him, let's get him
involved. Good evening, everyone. So this afternoon, let me take my mask off here. This afternoon, the Memphis Police Department responded to a person shot at 2370 Airways Boulevard. Our preliminary investigation reveals the victim is Adolph Robert Thornton, Jr. This shooting is another example of the senseless gun violence that we have seen far too often locally and nationwide. Too many families, too many mothers, too many fathers have suffered in our city, and quite frankly, I think we are all tired of it. Our hearts go out to the Thornton family and all who are affected by this horrific act of violence. Tonight, we strongly encourage everyone to stay home if you do not have to be out. We also strongly encourage everyone to remain calm as we actively perform our investigation. The Memphis Police Department is providing an increased presence in areas of the city that might be directly impacted by this unfortunate incident. We are committed to working with the community to stop these senseless murders. We're also dedicated to bringing those responsible for today's shooting and others to justice. We encourage anyone who has any information about this incident to call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-2274. Let me say that again, 901-528-2274. And now I'll take a few questions.
Chief, should there be a curfew put in place? We had at least one city council member and one state representative call for a curfew, fearing that there could be retaliation. Do you think that's a good idea?
Well, we're taking all of these requests into consideration, and we're continuing to communicate with our city officials and evaluate the situation so that we can make the best decision. And it doesn't mean that we won't have a curfew at some point in time, but right now we think that the deployment of our officers in the specific areas that are impacted the most will be enough presence for tonight. And as I said before, we are encouraging everyone to stay in if they don't have to be out.
Have you had any incidents or shootings that you might think are related to what happened today with the Young Dolph?
Well, we have investigations that are going on right now, and the Memphis Police Department, along with our federal partners, will look at every investigation and every piece of evidence to try to solve this particular case. We can't say for sure that it's associated with anything else at this time.
There's lines circulating on social media about this shooting here, this rapper's house, this restaurant. Was any of that accurate or true?
Well, I haven't vetted all the social media. There have been erroneous posts on social media, and what we're trying to do is monitor the facts and ensure that we provide the facts to the public as well. So what we see on social media may not be accurate.
Have we been given a suspect information? I know it happened in the middle of the day.
We are still speaking with witnesses. We do have witnesses that are communicating with the police department right now.
Is there any video footage?
We don't know for sure just yet. We are checking every camera, every piece of footage that could be in the surrounding area to help us further this investigation.
You mentioned increased police presence at
Yes.
areas of concern. Club Prive, Yogadi's club. Is that an area of concern? Is it open? Is there extra security from MPD on that?
Don't know if that particular location is open, but any location that might be affiliated with anyone that has a connection or we think could potentially have a connection, our officers are providing presence, and that is including the area where the shooting took place as well.
How many times he was shot?
Can't say that right now.
What can you tell us behind the motivation of the shooting?
Just don't know. This was a shooting that occurred at a cookie shop, and we're just not sure what that motivation was, and it's a little bit too early for us to tell.
Last question. Do you know if he was inside the business or outside, if he was buying cookies, visiting? There's talks that he had just delivered some turkeys during a charity. Can you just talk about what you know about his movements at that time?
Today, the victim was inside the business, and we can't say that.
One final question. At the crime forum chief, you talked about interveners.
Woods, pretty face, but I'm known for hitting drugs. Yeah. Got him like, too good. To the yard, he ain't never leave his pretty on God. Broke, too good. Real boss, nigga got the Woods, pretty face, but I'm known for hitting drugs. Yeah. Got him like, too good. To the yard, he ain't never leave his pretty on God. Broke, too good. Real boss, nigga got the good. Real boss, nigga.